Welcome to Grandpa's True Scary Stories, where every story you hear was once real. Tonight's tale is a chilling, true, paranormal horror titled The Mirror That Dreamed for Me. If you've ever seen something in your reflection that wasn't really there, this story might explain why. Let's begin. I bought the mirror because it looked like it remembered things. It was an antique shop, find an oval frame, tarnished silver, the kind of glass that warps light just enough to make your reflection look like a memory instead of a face. The vendor mentioned it came from an old estate that had burned down, a detail I didn't think much of at the time. Against the wallpaper of my new apartment, it looked elegant, cracked in the corners but still holding itself together. That first night, my dreams were unsettling. I dreamed of standing in front of it, brushing my teeth, only my reflection didn't move. It just watched, and after I left the dream, it felt like the mirror stayed awake. Every morning, after that, small details were just wrong. The background in the reflection seemed to lag behind by a split second, light switches flicked on a moment too late. Door shadows trailed behind like tired thoughts. I tried my best to ignore it. You hear stories about how antiques carry energy. I figured I was just projecting my anxieties onto this old object. That was my theory, at least. Until the morning I saw myself blink first, and my reflection didn't. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest, staring into the glass. The reflection raised its hand. I didn't. Then I saw it, a faint crack. Not on the surface of the glass, but inside it. It looked like a vein forming thin, dark, and pulsing faintly with something that looked disturbingly warm. That night, I dreamed again, but this time, the perspective had flipped. I was standing inside the mirror, looking out at my apartment. Everything was reversed. The light came from the wrong direction. The furniture was mirrored perfectly. But there was one thing missing. Me, instead, someone else was sleeping in my bed. It was the same body, the same shape, but the face, it wasn't quite mine. When I woke up, drenched in a cold sweat, I found a handprint on the inside of the mirror, right where my chest would have been pressed against it in the dream. My hands were shaking as I called the antique dealer. He sighed. "Aha, the Corbin mirror," he said, his voice low. "I should have warned you." He told me it used to hang in the master bedroom of that burned-down house. The woman who owned it, Mrs. Corbin, claimed it showed her dreams before she had them. The night of the fire, she apparently ran back inside, screaming that she had to wake herself up. They found her inside the mirror's frame, fused to the glass, frozen mid-scream. I tried not to believe him. It was just an urban legend, a creepy story to sell an old mirror. But after that phone call, I stopped sleeping. I couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that reversed version of my room, the one where I wasn't the one in bed. 3 nights later, I must have blacked out from exhaustion, because I found myself sitting on the floor in front of the mirror. When I came to, the glass was warm to the touch, like skin. Hesitantly, I reached out and touched it. The surface rippled under my fingers like water. And then, for the first time, my reflection smiled. It wasn't friendly, and it wasn't evil. It was just satisfied, like it had finally finished waiting for something. I scrambled back, my breath catching in my throat. The lights in the apartment flickered violently. In the reflection, my body didn't move. It just stood there, hand pressed to the mirror, its smile growing wider. And then, behind me, in the real world, I heard a single word whispered, soft and terrifyingly close. "Switch." I woke the next morning on the floor. The mirror was cold again. My eyes were bloodshot, and my phone said it was 3:12 p.m. I'd missed work completely, but what scared me most wasn't the lost time. It was the mirror. There was condensation on the inside of the glass, breath marks, the faint outlines of a face pressed against it from within. My own, and etched into the fog, backwards but perfectly clear, were 2 words: your turn. I tried to get rid of it. I hauled it down to the dumpster behind the building and left it propped against the brick wall. When I came back up to my apartment, the hallway lights flickered ominously, and there it was, hanging back in its usual spot on my wall. I didn't even try to sleep that night. I just sat there, watching it. But eventually, my eyes closed, and when they opened, I saw my reflection moving first. It reached out, pressing its hand flat against the glass. Then it leaned forward until its mouth was against mine on the other side, and it exhaled. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. I just had to watch as my own breath fogged the glass from the other side. It's been a week now. I keep the mirror covered with a sheet, but every morning the sheet is on the floor, pulled back. And every night I dream of my room from the wrong angle. I see myself sleeping peacefully, and I see the reflection standing over me, watching. I don't know which one is the dream anymore, but I do know this: every mirror dreams eventually. And once it wakes, it wants to trade places with the one who's been watching. Thank you for listening to tonight's true scary story. If this sent a chill down your spine, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there, and whatever you do, be careful what you see in your reflection.